Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour for Thursday, April 25th, 2019. I'm Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining in. We know you're busy. We know you are in a rush in the day-to-day grime of life, working, busy with grandkids, kids, just things you got going on, getting to the grocery store. So we try to bring you tidbits of information, drops that you can follow the line, and we got some new QAnon, Q clearance, breadcrumbs from late last night. I haven't had a chance to read them, but one was from earlier this morning, just after the, early midnight, about 12:30 a.m. earlier today. So we'll get over those. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed, like, share, comment after the video. Take a look in the description box. All the links are down below, folks. All the links underneath. We appreciate all the donations, the links for the Q map, and any articles we typically go over. All right, we got some interesting things we're going to look at here. Let's get over onto these Q drops. All right, so the last one we went over was 33-16, which was a no blockade game over. So we're at 33-17. That's 3,317 drops updates since the beginning of all of the Q drops, right? October of 2017. So this one here, we got a YouTube video. It's Joe DeGenova. FISA court already told Justice Department Barr about illegal FBI spying operation. At the 11-minute mark, listen very carefully to the statements made by Joe D. It's happening. So if we go to this, I'll grab it. I'm going to pause it. It's a 40-minute from last night's episode. Let me pull this in. Now we're just going to listen to that 11-minute mark.
Light up movie night with free movies and TV on Vudu. Watch on all your favorite devices.
Some of these days, but you have some pretty high standards, and your staff
We'll go a little
I
bit.
don't meet those standards, so maybe some of these days I'll do it.
Before the 11, we'll go to
you in
the
the presidential debates is you are quick.
1046.
Stellar intelligence assessments, as Mueller also found out, is highly questionable. Needs to be investigated.
Back with me, Rudy Giuliani, and I want to bring in Joe DeGenova, former U.S. attorney, as well as Robert Ray, former Whitewater independent counsel. Joe, let me start with you. Bob Woodward, who's no Trump fan for sure, and certainly not a card-carrying member of the Republican National Committee, basically was saying this was the work of John Brennan.
Well, there's no doubt this is pretty simple stuff for career prosecutors like Rudy and myself. It has been evident from day one that there was a brazen plot to exonerate Hillary Clinton illegally, and then if she lost the election, to frame Donald Trump. This dossier was a knowing part of that. It was created by Hillary Clinton. It was created knowingly by John Brennan as part of a scheme to do everything they could to harm Donald Trump. The problem for Brennan and Clapper and Comey and Baker and all of them now is that the FISA court has already communicated with the Justice Department about its findings. And their findings are that for more than 4 years before the election of Donald Trump, there was an illegal spying operation going on by FBI contractors, 4 of them, to steal personal information, electronic information about Americans, and to use it against the Republican Party. There are going to be indictments. There's going to be grand juries. John Brennan isn't going to need 1 lawyer. He's going to need 5.
Robert Ray, let me bring you in on this because...
There you go. You want to listen to that in full? I'll have the link for the Q down below. So there you have it, folks. We've known this. We've just been waiting patiently. All right, you have to do this organically. It has to be systematically in line with the law. All right, Trump would have came in. They would have done things in any manner against the rules. They would have been called out by the people that are sitting there watching everything. All right, there's lots of Democrats that are watching. There's Republicans watching Democrats, and if you were to do anything illegally, they'd hammer you with the fullest extent of the law, even though you're doing things kind of illegally, but sometimes in the forefront they look legal. All right, it's just like the whole FISA spying. Everything was legit, other than maybe the dossier, like one key little thing that we're just now starting to find out about, that wasn't that wasn't the only thing we used, but it was. So when you look at the full picture of how the spying went down, it stinks. All right, if you look at individual pieces of it, it might, you might not understand it fully, and that's where a lot of people are out in the real world. They don't know the whole picture. They've heard things. It seems okay. It seemed legit. But if you look at it and all the pieces of the puzzle, it's rotten. All right, rotten to the core. All right, let's move on here. So we listened carefully to the statements made by Joe D. I got my scroller going way too fast here. Hold up. Try this again. There we go. All right. We got the pain picture. What's going on here? So we had to listen carefully. 3317. FISA court already told Justice Department Barr about the illegal spying. We got the pain pic. That was 3318, which is a repost of 3317. That came at 10:43 p.m. with the picture of the pain. All right, the Punisher, the skull image. 3318. Again, that came at 10:43 p.m. yesterday evening. 3319 is a repost of 3317, the one that came at 10:41 about the listen carefully. And we got Michael S. Rogers. All right, we've been, folks, 6 months ago, I've got videos on Rogers in the title, telling you the whole story about how he went over to Trump Tower. He was the guy that did the query, or that maintained or looked at the query search of the FISA of the massive spy system. Right, he did the queries on that system. So therefore, he was one in charge that would sit down and look at how all the other people in the intelligence communities were accessing this system and how they were unmasking people, Americans, illegally. And he ran straight to Trump and told him at Trump Tower, they're spying on you. That's how Trump found out was by Mike Rogers, all right? Shortly after, he was let go by Obama, and tons of people started quitting, folks, because they knew the cat was out of the bag. This guy here, remember that name, Mike Rogers. So 3320. This came at 11:53 p.m. yesterday evening. We got a Twitter here. Click on that. I knew the fake news. This is from D_Oppresso_Libor. I knew the fake news would attempt to connect the militia leader who was arrested on the border with QAnon. Hashtag QAnon. Sure enough, they try to do it indirectly via the group he is part of, United Constitutionalist Patriots. The charge, the UCP discuss. So the FBI arrests far-right militia leader detaining migrants at gunpoint. Hopkins claims he met President Trump in a random encounter in Las Vegas casino and to have kept in touch ever since. In a November 2018 interview with the Southern Poverty Law Center, Hopkins said that the very high-level law enforcement had pre-warned him of armed groups already in the United States planning on flanking us, to shoot us. It's one of the several conspiracy theories that Hopkins and his group promote. The UCP has a radio show that discusses QAnon and has suggested that the Ilhan Omar is trying to impose Sharia law. Pain is coming. Congrats on being cued. Brain medic. All right, so 3321, Joe Digenova states 4 FBI contractors were illegally spying. Q proof. Rod Rosenstein red line marker. This is post 643, folks. Way back, January 29 January of 18, all right? Narrative shift, nation on alert, firing of Rod Rosenstein equals block of Mueller, firing of Rod Rosenstein equals setup of firing Mueller. So we got this here, 4 plus 4 outside contractors. What was the Senate confirmation? Real-time congressional members plus 3 senators, 2 former Q senior officials plus 4 outside contractors. This is why we're here. Good find, Anons. 4 contractors. Joe D stated tonight. Nothing to see here. So we heard that in the video. 3322 came at 12:07 earlier this morning. So early this morning, 12:07 a.m. on the 25th of April. We got a Twitter account here. Rosie's Ridiculous Bullshit. That's the account at Darnell Sugarfoo. These are the kind of Q proofs that are almost eerie. Today, Jody tells the world about 4 FBI contractors spying for 4 years prior to 2016. This Q drop is from January of 2018. So there you go. That's what we just went over. Stay tuned. Barack Obama, I Spy, 3323. At 12:34 a.m. earlier today. We got a Twitter here from Barack Obama. I spy. Yes, you do. Will this age well? Probably not. All right. Pull this back over. This pulled back up. So there we go. We got the I Spy, Trump knows, and the Q proof. All right, we got the Q proof here of for more than 4 years before the election of Donald Trump, there was an illegal spying operation going on with FBI contractors. 4 of them to use still personal information, electronic information about Americans and use it against the Republican Party. Proofs are important. Women's unemployment is 50-year low. Consumer confidence 17-year high. Black unemployment lowest ever. Manufacturing jobs 454,000. Jobs added 4 million. Unemployment rate 50-year low. So there you go, folks. Unbelievable. All right, I got one more thing, kind of getting long here, but we're gonna, if you want to stick around for this, I'm gonna show a few minutes of it. This is the opening to Hannity last night. Very powerful. Check it out. I'll be back in a second.
Tonight, the Democratic Party is officially, we'll call it a dumpster fire of far-left radicalism, spinning in 1,000 different directions, clamoring for impeachment fantasies, more subpoena stunts, and of course, far-left socialism, the likes of which would destroy this country. Well, now tonight, the president, he is standing strong against this never-ending harassment, and he now has vowed to fight every single step in the way, the right thing to do. We have full coverage just ahead. But first, Operation Crossfire Hurricane is now officially morphed into Crossfire Boomerang for the Clintons, the Democrats, and all these deep state actors that abuse power. Now, the spotlight shines brighter on her bought and paid for Russian lies, along with major new developments tonight surrounding the notorious email server, yes, involving Barack Obama. Yes, Anthony Weiner. We're going to give you all the details. We start with an even bigger development of the tinfoil hat conspiracy media mob, what they haven't told you about, because we are learning from the Washington Examiner tonight. Robert Mueller's report contains a claim that Russians recorded then-President Bill Clinton having phone sex with Monica Lewinsky back in the 1990s. Wow, the explosion allegedly, reportedly, is in the redacted report released to the public. Not there, but it's in the redacted section. According to sources talking to Examiner, the redaction comes on page 109 of Mueller's report and references a meeting between Jared Kushner and a Russian publisher where he detailed this claim. Now remember, Ken Starr, in his 1998 report, identified at least 17.
Democrats have become the party of open borders, crime, and abolish.
All right, they have a little ad in there by Trump, so build your wall, add your name.
More about illegal immigrants than they do about our own citizens.
Phone sex calls conversation between 1996 and 97, and wrote that President Clinton, quote, suspected that a foreign embassy was tapping his telephone. But he did it anyway, even proposing, quote, cover stories to Lewinsky if it turned out they were actually being monitored. Now, so far, the special counsel, the Department of Justice, they're refusing to comment, but wouldn't it be something? Year of the Boomerang? Operation Boomerang, not Hurricane? After all the media hysteria surrounding Trump and Russia and Stormy, the lies, the conspiracy theories, the phony dossier, Uranium One, that it was the Clintons who were totally compromised all along, and everything they were accusing Trump of was actually true about them. We already know the Clinton campaign were the ones colluding with the Russians. Yes, they paid for a dirty Steele dossier. Yeah, with Russian lies. Hillary, she was the one that used the private secret server that put our national security at risk. We believe 6 foreign intelligence agencies hacked into that. And even now, the story is taking a bigger turn. According to Judicial Watch, former senior FBI official Bill Priestap admitted under oath in court-ordered discovery that the agency found Clinton email records from her private server in the Obama White House, specifically the executive office, that's right, of President Obama. Now, again, we ask, what did Obama know and when did he know it? We're the first to ask it. We do need an answer. The story doesn't stop there because we also have confirmation tonight that nearly 49,000 Clinton emails were found on Anthony Weiner's laptop. And who wants to guess? They all weren't about grandkids, yoga, a wedding, and a funeral, as she claimed. So what does this all mean? That Barack Obama now appears to be more firmly implicated in the Clintons' email scheme than previously thought. Remember, they talked about, well, one high-ranking administration official. We know Obama emailed Hillary on a private server. And the great irony in all this is that Hillary still thinks she did nothing wrong. But is she sure that President Trump, oh yeah, she's certain he obstructed justice. Can't make this up. Take a look.
You're the guy with the gun, the person who'd do anything to protect
Another
the ones
ad.
you love.
Another ad.
You go to jail simply for doing the right thing, for doing.
Any other person who had engaged in those acts would certainly have been indicted, but because of the rule in the Justice Department that you can't indict a sitting president, as I read it, basically what I thought it was saying is, look, we think he obstructed justice. Here are 11 examples of why we think he obstructed justice, but we're under the control of the Justice Department, and their rule is you can't indict.
Wow, now Clinton doubled down on her delusion in an op-ed published earlier today in the Washington Post, writing, quote, Congress can't forget that the issue today is not just the president's possible obstruction of justice, it's our national security. Really? Now, before calling for a new commission to guard against further cyber attacks, because, quote, the president of the United States has proven himself unwilling to defend our nation from a clear and present danger. How could any one individual be this out of touch or this disconnected from reality? Now, first off, Hillary, the Attorney General made the determination, along with the Office of Legal Counsel, Rod Rosenstein, without even considering, as you said, whether or not you can indict a sitting president. That determination was made without that the evidence did not support any charge of obstruction.
All right, we get it. We get it. But folks, interesting, right? He just laid it all out there as well a little bit. So these are the things we can't forget. We got to pay attention to as we keep moving forward. All right. Lots of interesting things for sure. All right, look forward to another video here later on this evening. I'm going to probably do another one here shortly. I've been tied up today, so I just got back in the studio, but thanks for following along. We'll keep this kind of short. We'll get this one wrapped up. Again, I'm Mike. This was a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update video coming here real soon. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back.